committee that's louder. So Father Paulino and the committee, I would assume there's a committee that oversees the running of the church, and our friends who come to attend this program. First, I would like to say thank you very much for the invitation and your willingness to have me here. I feel it's a great honor. I don't really know whether I deserve how do you say it, what's the term,
honor?
No, all this clapping, the applause. I haven't done anything yet. All I've done is, with your support, with the election for the parliament in Shah Alam, I hope that I will be worthy of the applause. Yeah. Now I must adjust my volume. It's different mic, yeah? I think I haven't really done anything fantastic in terms of the elections. This is not my first. Actually, it's my fifth. Yeah. But what has changed, basically, is the people themselves. I think people have decided that they have had enough. That there's been too much arrogance. There's been too much misuse of power. And I think the results surprised everybody, ourselves included. We thought that we'll have a stronger opposition in the parliament and in the state assembly. We never expected that we'll take over, or we win over Selangor. And I think that the victory is, in all, how do you say, accuracy, in all correctness. It's not a victory for myself or for the candidates, but it's a victory for the people. Yeah, I think it shows a level of maturity that I personally, I've always hoped that would exist, but to be very frank, I was still very doubtful. My father, just to share with you a personal moment with my father, he got tired of seeing me lose all the time, So, in this election, he told me, he said, Khalid, just forget it, everybody knows the government is corrupt, and you go to the coffee shop, everyone says, this is not right, this is not right, but when it comes to voting, they still will vote Barisan Nasional. He said, so he's given up, he said, he's 86, I think he just couldn't bear the thought of seeing me lose another election. Even though he's a discerning lot, maybe there was a lot of fears in the past, and there was a lot of mistrust, which was built into the Malaysian psyche by the Barisan Nasional government. They make us fear, they make us mistrust one another, and they made us believe that for all their corruption and all their weaknesses, they were the best that the Malaysians could ever hope to get. So to me, that was an insult. I think we Malaysians are a lot better than that, and we deserve a government that's more responsible, a government that's more transparent, and a government that respects the people, right? And this is what we hope we will get. And I think as a result of our getting 82 parliamentary seats in Semenanjung compared to their 86, right? So if you put aside Sabah and Sarawak for a while, you see it's like 82 against 86. So Barisan Nasional really has to pull up their socks and back up, because their position isn't as strong as they thought it used to be, right? So things are changing, and I think now we are seeing the change. You're seeing statements made by the Prime Minister, who's admitting this and admitting that, and feels that development and growth should also benefit the common man and not just the corporates and all the corporations and all that sort of thing. So these are, I haven't even gone to Parliament yet, and he's already started changing his tune. So that's, I think, a very good. That's a very good sign. And we're hoping to see a lot more. I mean, we're hoping to see like Sabri Chief, when he's become the Minister of Information, he's already talking about the things that RTM should be doing and what he should not be doing, and the fact that people are going to the alternative media, and even though he says it's normal, he doesn't want to admit officially it's due to the biasness of the media. But I think reading in between the lines, we know what he's trying to say. Yeah. So we hope that there will be a lot of change, there will be a lot of positive change, and that we, once and for all, we can dispel with the fear and the mistrust that has been so pivotal in maintaining Barisan Nasional in power. Yeah. As you all know, I am from PAS, right? So for many years, the name Parti Islam Malaysia would conjure a lot of fear and how do you say, frightening images, yeah, amongst the non-Muslims. That's always the case because you hear about PAS from UMNO, yeah, not from PAS, right? So yeah, so we always say UMNO kata, PAS kata, yeah. So UMNO says, PAS says this, so they never say anything which is good, right? So all this while that's made that barrier. But I think the past government has been in Kelantan for 18 years, and I believe that we've done a reasonable job. And all the talk of religious extremism or religious persecution, all these sort of things, I think is proven not by word but by deed. As far as Kelantan is concerned, when I went there, I saw the Chinese campaigning for the PAS candidates, I saw the Indians campaigning for the PAS candidates, I saw the Christians working for the PAS candidates, I saw the Buddhists working for the PAS candidates. So I think the time has come that we have to consider PAS as a viable opposition, at the very least, in order to put UMNO straight, at the very least, yeah? So as to make sure that they don't think they can get away with murder. Yeah? And I mean, this is literally speaking. You think about Al-Tadwiyah, it's literally. What exactly is expected of me for this session? Maybe a dialogue would be the best, right? So I'll take this opportunity to say thank you very much for the support, for the work that's been put in. I realize that we could not have gone without the support of everybody, right? In Shah Alam, I achieved a majority which I thought was impossible, right? I won against Dato' Aziz Shamsuddin. I won with a majority of about almost 10,000. Two people who did better than me in Selangor would be Terasa Kok, who got the majority of about 30,000, and Dr. Maria in Kota Raja, who got a majority of over 20,000.